Okay, listen, let me tell you, it's a hard knock life sometimes. I literally was trying, you guys, to actually go live and actually do a review for you all live on these last 3 episodes of the Braxtons, because I basically have kind of like fallen. I haven't really fallen behind. I've been watching, but to say the least, I am underwhelmed and overwhelmed all at the same time, because these last episodes have been so geared toward little Kevin and the Tracy thing, and more so the Tracy thing. Like I'm at my limit with the Tracy death thing. It's like, okay, all right, cool. You know, there's one thing to do homage. There's another thing to do grief. There's another to do exploitation. And I hate to say that about them, but I'm feeling the kind of way because you're not talking about anything else. You're literally not talking about anything else. We are not covering anything else but Tracy's death, and not the things surrounding Tracy's death. If we branch off into the little Kevin thing, okay, cool. But then once we start to branch off into the little Kevin thing, we're looking at this like, wait a minute, this boy got problems. Like, he literally has problems, and not problems that need to be broadcast over to the We Network, the We TV network, in my opinion. Of course, we'll watch because we're nosy. So yeah, we'll watch. But is it really in Lil Kevin's best interest? And then there's stuff going on in real time, with him and his dad. But even with that, that'd be more interesting than these parties for this woman that has passed on and different stuff like that. It's like, it's just, for me, it feels like the show is an oversaturation of Tracy's passing. And I don't want it, I didn't even know Tracy personally. I don't want to keep diving into the grief of Tracy Braxton not being on the planet every Friday. I just don't. I don't want to do it once a week. And here's the thing, and that's a personal thing. I do not do funerals. I gave it up years ago. I said, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I really have no explanation for you about that. It's just a James thing. I literally just said, I'm done. I don't want to do that no more. So, I know people say, but you have to do it. You have to do. You're paying your respects. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. And I'm telling you, I just don't want to do funerals. I just do not want to partake in funerals. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Funerals, repasses. I don't like any of that. I will cook food and send it and all those things that you do as a responsible adult. But as far as literally sitting around in a room full of people who are all grieving, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. And I do struggle with it. I struggle with it because it's, you're made to feel guilty because of these things, but it just is what it is. What is better? That I feel a little guilty and my bottom line stays like this? I just don't like that. I don't like all of that. Not what I call the funeral festivities. I don't like it. I don't like it. I just don't like it. So, in watching the show, I've been feeling like I've been involuntarily going to a repass every week. So that's kind of what's been happening with the show. But I will go ahead and let's do this because now I've fussed for 5 minutes. So let's go through and talk about some of the things that are actually going on with the show. So we had Trina. We'll talk about Trina first. Trina, we kind of got off of her, and she got her plan. She's going to go and she's going to do some sessions with Spirit, and I think that's a wonderful thing. So she's going to be, coming out of her grief and some of her PTSD and all of that stuff. I think very soon, I think she'll be making some progress. As long as she stays up on it, I think she will get to feeling better and be able to attack some of what she has going on. So I think that's a really good thing. So they had kind of moved on from that, and we started getting more into what was really going on with Kevin. So let's go on over to, no, I'll get to Kevin. We will knock these folks out one at a time. Let's talk about Tawanda. So, we touch on Tawanda. Tawanda is the attachment between the family and little Kevin. So she's basically like the auntie that's actually in his life. Okay, so that's what I see. The rest of them know what Tawanda tells them, because they ain't actively in little Kevin's life. Now, they can say what they want, but from what I'm watching, the one that's actively in little Kevin's life, who he talks to, who checks on him, and is Tawanda. And then Tawanda tells what the rest of the family, what she thinks they need to know. Tony is just the overseer of the family as a whole, okay? So I really ain't got too much to say about Tony. We know Tony is afraid that she may get sick while she's out here doing this this tour, and she worried about that, and they're trying to keep everything in line for her. But that's really about as interesting as Tony's story has gotten. We see Diesel is it Diesel or Denim? One of her boys, I think it's Denim. I think it's Denim. That's actually trying to break into the modeling world, and he doesn't want mommy's help. So that's cool for a quarter of an episode, and then we really don't need to see any more of that, unless you got like some footage of him actually doing something. But we don't need to really dive into that too much anymore. And we did see a scene where Tony went and she talked to the designer, Lou Costello fella. I remember him from Project Runway and all of those things. I said, wow, I said, he looks so different. It's been a lot of years since we were introduced to him. But I was like, And as far as the clothing that she was trying on, I was like, I ain't like none of that. I said, y'all just did that for the show. Because none of that stuff didn't even look like stuff to Tony. Tony be clean, okay? And I was like, nah. So I think they just kind of pulled a couple pieces, modified pieces, and just showed them for the show. Some of the styles of it, I can see Tony wearing, but very much more elevated. So I was like, okay, cool. So that was cool. But that's again, we seen that. That's enough. And then he also he's trying to get the date together from Miss E. I'm sick of that too. I'm gonna tell you, I'm sick of that. I was sick of that with the old program, Miss E and this so-called dating. It's like, okay, it was cute for one season of the old show. I didn't need it for any of the new show. Okay, we know Miss E is single. Okay, all right, whatever. It was just a nice segue that they could bring in Maybelline and Marla Gibbs and her sister. That was, okay, we seen them. There's the old girls. We gave the old girls something to do. That was nice to be able to see them. And, yeah, but seeing Miss E on a date, nah, that ain't gonna make me push this button and come on down here with you all. So, again, that's what I said. Like, I've been watching, but I need to be motivated to push this button and actually come on here and start talking to y'all. And going on a date with Miss Evelyn, that's not going to get me to push no button and come on down here with y'all. Because Miss Evelyn ain't fun on a date. Now, let's just call it what it is. Miss Ev, listen, we like Mama Braxton. We like Mama Braxton. But Mama Braxton is a bit of a she's a piece of work. She's a piece of work on a date. I was like, girl, you ain't giving at all. That little man was a cute little man. She went on a little date with. He was doing what old cats do. That's what he's giving old Thundercat. He was giving old Thundercat, and she giving old Thunderpuss, honey, and she was giving him. She gave him very much. He's beneath me, honey, and how did I get here? And that wasn't fun to watch, not to me. It made her look good at all. He looked just like old Thundercat, but it made Miss E look quite a bit bougie, and that wasn't no good look. So, I seen enough of that. Anyway, and I just jumped right off of Tawanda, didn't I? Okay, so let me jump back over to Tawanda. Tawanda, now her and her old man. Okay, I gave that a couple of episodes. I don't need no more of that. Okay, because Tawanda's at a big age. I don't need no more storyline about Tawanda messing with old boy, and old boy don't know what he want to do with Tawanda. Why did he go and talk to Papa Braxton about marrying Tawanda, and Tawanda don't even got no goddamn ring? See, now we not going to play in my face too much for that. Stuff like that will make me go on about my business. Because if I feel like you're just trying to create something for me, I don't need that in my I've been doing reality TV stuff too long. I don't need you to go create nothing for me like that unless you are a seasoned. Listen to me now. Come close to the screen. If you're going to create something for me, a seasoned reality television reviewer and watcher, you need to be seasoned in your storytelling. You damn near need to be a Stephen King. Do you understand? If you're going to run a play on me with a reality show. So I'm going to need an old nasty piece of Carlos King type of messy ass storyline. Not no old ass dude that went to see your daddy, who's old too, to ask for your hand in marriage for him to not buy you no ring. Now, we're not going to do that. We ain't going to do that. I'm going to let you get away with it right now. But if you roll back through here, Tawanda, I like you. If you roll back through here and another few episodes with that bullshit, I'm going to drag you. Now, I'm just telling you, because that's just some bullshit. I ain't interested in that. I'm not going to waste no Fridays or Saturday nights on that. Okay, so we got Tawanda, Trina, Mama Braxton. Let's talk about Janice. Okay, so Tay-Tay. Why'd you do the show? Tamar, why did you do the show? Because you got a new album coming out, and you got a new tour that you're working on, and you needed this show down. Now, I want you to listen to me, Tamar. Stop, get your head out your ass. You needed this show just as much as your sisters and your mama needed the show. Okay? Don't even get it twisted. You needed the show just as much as they did. So don't sit your ass up on there and try to act as though you went and signed on so that they could sign on. Because I can imagine that they probably pushed to want you on the roster. But if you hadn't signed, something tells me that WeTV would have still signed on the dotted line to bring Mama and the girls. Okay? Because again, it's legendary Toni Braxton, not legendary Tamar Braxton. It's legendary Toni Braxton. I believe that Toni signed on because without a signing of a Toni Braxton, ain't no deal, ain't no go, ain't no way. But Janice, nah, we can still get the show popping without Janice. We can. Even though you are the breakout star, and I'm not going to try to take that away from you, sis. You are the breakout star of the Braxton family values. You're the breakout star, by all means. But even being the breakout star, they could have broke you off and kept right on going because the people watched. They didn't just watch just because of you. You were good, but it wasn't all just because of you. I don't care what Carlos tells you. Carlos tell you anything when he's sitting there in front of you. You know how Carlos do. That's what I said. Seasoned. Carlos tell you whatever you need to hear to get the goddamn job done. Like that, Carlos. But anyway. So, I need to know why Tamar even signed on, other than the fact that you really needed it. Because you don't seem happy. Oh, I'm a friend to the show. Oh, no, I don't mean that to be shady. Yes, you do, heifer. Nobody says that about a show about their family. Girl, you took and smacked all their faces all at one time. As a matter of fact, it was a fierce-ass, nasty piece of read, girl. I'm a friend to the show. Girl, that's like saying, I'm not really related to them, honey. I'm a foster child. You know, I bless them with my presence, honey. I let them foster me. I'm not really related to these hoes. That's what it gave. I'm a friend to the show. I said, okay, there she goes. There go the real Janice, honey. Stand up, Janice. I said, girl, she a mess. She a mess. You say that it's your mental health is at risk, and you know you're being. I mean, and we watch these things happen. So I mean, you doing Tamar, but when you say, you know, I almost lost my life with the show, girl. Now I'm asking, is it worth it? You needed it for your other stuff, to keep your other money rolling. You needed it. And it was the advertisement that you can't, you know, who can afford that type of advertisement? You know, when you could actually get paid to do it. It works. It's fantastic. It works. It works. If you got something to promote, by all means, a reality show is everything for you. But, girl, you make it sound so detrimental, like, you know, it is this the bane of your existence. So why bother? Why bother? And then after you do, then you sit around and pretend like you don't need it, like you doing it for somebody else. And you did it for your goddamn self. We see you. Anyway, moving right on along from Tamar, because that's it. That's all that I got from her. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't. It was just classic Janice. It was her throwing shade at the family and being so ultimately important. And that's the one thing about the family. I don't think none of them is ultimately important. When it comes to this, I don't find any one of them more entertaining than the other. I think it's just, I still like the show. I think the show is cool. It ain't the most amazing show that, you know, that I watch, but it's cool. And I do still like the revamp. I like the revamp. I like the look of everything. But that's, again, from a production standpoint. But as far as them and entertainment value, I don't think any one of you, the show could still be exactly what it is without any of y'all could go and walk. Any of y'all could go and walk, because this is all it is, a big commercial, really. It's really a big commercial. Y'all storylines are really falling by the wayside. Now, here is the storyline, which is bad and shouldn't be a storyline, actually. Before I get there, hold on, little Kevin, I'm coming. Trina's husband. Dude, you getting the bad at it. You getting the asshole at it. Like, every time he opened his mouth, it's an issue. And that whole thing of him telling her sons to go and get a damn a vasectomy, I was just too done. I was sitting there laughing. I said, this is a mess. When he said it, I said, she is going to snap out. I said, she is going to snap out. You know, people pushing their children for grandchildren. That's, you know, that's just a thing. It happens. You know, that's life. It's ridiculous, but that's life. You know, we deal with it. It's life. But I didn't think that was responsible. When he told them, you know, take precautions to not have children if you don't want to have children. Now, I'm here for that. I'm here for all of that. But that whole thing of telling a young man to go and get a vasectomy, I don't know about that. That's very permanent and very harsh. And I mean, yes, with other stuff, there is, there's still always accidents and things of that nature. But listen, there's other things that could happen. He go get a vasectomy. This marriage don't work out. Later on, they remarry and they feel differently. Once you snip it, it's done. Once you snip it, it's done. I just thought that was a little cringeworthy for me. If they were men of a different age range, yeah. You telling a 70-year-old dad who's still banging folks around, a 60-year-old is still banging folks around, an 80-year-old that might be bang somebody around, I can see them going and trying to protect herself like that. But I would never tell a younger man to do that. That's crazy. In their 20s and their 30s, no, I wouldn't do that. That's crazy. But I knew she was going to snap out, as she should. But he is getting the asshole at it. Anyway, okay, so let's go on to Little Kevin. So Little Kevin, we done got to that. Little Kevin, and I still don't feel like they tell the whole story. We got the thing together where with Tracy left everything and all decisions and things and all the power of her likeness and her stuff to Little Kevin. Okay? She felt confident in it. She did it. You don't know what was going on with her and that husband, but she cut him out of it. And then we got issues between the husband and Little Kevin. And I think that there is some jealousy, some envy, and some things of that nature. And we're not getting the whole story, so I don't want to really go too far into detail with it, because you just don't know, because there's 3 stories. There's his story, their story, and the story. Okay? So you just don't know. And Tracy not here. Okay? Tracy not here. But again, it is what it is. And even with the power struggle and the power play, this whole thing with the father, I think it has literally destroyed the relationship between the father and the son. And who knows, it might have already been shit from the door. Okay? So we got all of that. Now, I ain't got a problem with us delving into that. And I just feel like they sprinkling it at us. They ain't giving us the whole story. So that's kind of irritating. But we'll keep watching to see what else we found out. Okay? So that's cool. But then when we actually get screen time in these last 3 episodes with Little Kevin, that's what turned me around, and I said, whoa. This not good. Because he not good. He not good. We're literally watching a person unravel. It ain't no joke. He not no actor. You look at him. That child is 2 steps left of everything. He don't look like he all there with everything. He don't look like he's abreast of all of what's going on. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. And I'm looking at production. I'm looking at Tawana, because you got the most voice as pertains to Little Kevin. Because even Miss Evelyn, I'm shocked at how hands off she is. When I'm watching scenes with her talking, it's like these blanket grandma statements. It's not like when she talks, it doesn't feel like there's an attachment or a relationship. That's my grandson, and I know I'm supposed to say this, and that's my grandma. Yes, grandma, I hear you. But it ain't Nana. You know how, listen, I was close to mine, so that ain't Nana. That's okay. Here, let me say this. This might get y'all to what I'm thinking about. Something my grandma used to say, okay? And this could be right or wrong. Man. My grandmother used to say, mama's baby, daddy's baby. Okay? And what she meant by that was, and I've noticed that in not just my family, but in families, generally, the mother's mother is the closest to the children of a woman. It is her mother is usually closer to her children than the father's mother most times. Okay? So that's how it feels. It feels, Miss Evelyn's interactions with little Kevin feels like she could be Big Kevin's mother and not Tracy's mother. Y'all get what I'm saying? So now I know some people gonna be like, no, James, that's not. Listen, you can't tell me what my experience is walking this planet. And my experience, 52 years of walking this planet, mothers tend to be like a second mother to their grandchildren. Fathers' mothers seem a little bit more like, oh, we'll see her like, maybe a month or two. We'll see her in a month or two. But mom's mom, oh, child, we see her 3 times a week. Maybe 4. Hell, we may actually be there with her every day after school. That's what my life has been like. And I know there's exceptions to every rule, but I've seen more lives like that than the other way around. It always just seems like the mother's family is usually closer than the father's family. Even when they are in the same house. It's just a thing. I don't know if that's a maternal thing or what. But yeah, mom's mom is just like talking to mom, if not better. Usually better. But anyway, so that's what I feel like. I feel like there's some disconnect. I don't feel like, yeah. Like when Miss Evelyn talks to Kevin, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as like when she's talking to the girls. That's just what I see. I could be wrong, but that's what I see. So I feel like he is really, I feel bad for him because it looks like he's alone. That wife is fed up, and that's why I said there's more to that story. Because how do you they were together for years. They were like sweethearts and stuff. And she don't want nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. What have you done, little Kevin? What have you done or what haven't you done? That's the question. What have you done or what haven't you done? Because now we're painting a picture like you're completely innocent, but people don't generally just don't want nothing to do with you. When he had a seizure, that's when I said we need to not film him no more. And they said themselves that the seizure was brought on by stress. Okay, so he don't need no more of this. He don't need to have another scene. Not another scene. And shame on y'all, because that's like exploiting him. And at what cost? You know what I mean? At what cost? So y'all can have a good show. But yeah, him having that, thank God he was actually there in production, was able to clock it. Because like he said, he was scared about going to the hotel by himself. I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot with this. I'm just like, that's the scene that made me pick up and say, okay, it's time to talk again. Because nothing else really made me want to talk. But the whole little Kevin thing, I feel like they exploit little Kevin. And I'm like, damn, y'all, it's coming across very heartless. Like, we got to make the show. The show's not good for little Kevin. Little Kevin got issues. He got issues, and there's more issues. All of that court stuff. And then I said, wow. That's why I said, she don't like you. She don't like you at all. When she said, yeah, I'll ask for a postponement since he can't fly. They're suggesting that he doesn't fly to be able to make the court date the next day. And then she double-crossed him and didn't ask for the postponement. She just took it as he ain't here. He ain't here. And we didn't hear her say, I don't know what they're going to do with that in court, because we never heard her say, yeah, she'll do it. We heard him say, she said. I don't know if that hold up in court. I doubt it. And she didn't got the full custody of the kids and the damn house. He ain't got nothing. I'm like, wow. And if she actually did say, yeah, I'll take care of it, and then we could just, move things around, then double cross him like that, that's some cold-blooded mess. And everything that she got, she gonna pay out the back door for, because you don't do people like that. You don't do people like that. And for you to do somebody like that, you darn near hate them. So, I don't know, y'all. Listen, it is what it is. Again, I'm real late with these three. There's another episode out. I'm going to watch that episode and see where we're going. And I will be back with y'all. Again, well, let me say thank y'all for y'all's patience with me with this, but y'all know how I get. You knew when I wasn't bang, 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 you knew something was going on with me in these episodes. And it wasn't on my end, it was on the end of what they were actually putting out. But, yeah. So I appreciate y'all working with me with my, you know how I do things. So, anyway, I'll see y'all again soon. Okay? All right. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think about what I had to say. Agree, disagree. We'll continue our conversation down there in the comments. And I'll see where y'all at. Y'all know where I'm at with it. But I ain't going nowhere. I ain't leaving. I ain't going nowhere. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now. Okay? All right. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.